cultures around the world, and each is vastly different. However, this week we're going to be looking at a mysterious being that is found in both Celtic and Native American mythology, as well as an equivalent being recorded in earlier Greek mythology. Not only is this a crossover between cultures, but this particular entity is also a hybridization between cryptozoology and spirituality. Today, we're talking about the Deer Lady, or more broadly, Deer Women. Hey everyone, it's Ricky Informer back from a ridiculously long hiatus. Expect to see a lot of content in the coming months because I finally have summer holidays. Again, I'd like to thank you all for your support since I started my channel. 53 people is an insane amount of people to have liked my content enough to subscribe. I'd love to get 100 subs by July, but I'm just making content and that's awesome on its own. Speaking of content, let's get into it. Although there is no early written record of the Deer Women, several sources from many different Native American tribes are consistently similar in their descriptions. Native American culture is extremely rich and dates back hundreds of years, as are their stories of mythology and spirituality. It's the voices of these people and the passing down of their stories that gives us so many stories of the strange and wonderful. It is because of the natives that we learned about thunderbirds, skinwalkers, and so many other remarkable stories. Deer Women have several different portrayals of them, with many forms and traits. Simply put, they are often described as shapeshifters. Their first portrayal is one most Oddity fans will already most likely know. Deer Women are often described as being in a fully human form with astounding beauty, which draws in victims. These beings are often compared to sirens, because they use their beauty and powerful voices to garner men's attention in the woods. Their enthralling music and singing acts almost as the pipe of the Pied Piper, forcing their victims to near them against the victim's will. In early mythology, sirens were depicted as bird women before taking the form of merpeople in popular culture. With this evolutionary line, it's not unusual that deer women could be considered sirens. Another extremely popular portrayal of deer women is them being a form of succubus. Historically, succubi are known to be the female form of an incubus, a sometimes considered demon, which feeds off human using sexuality. Deer women, in terms of succubi, are said to be demons who either suck your energy or make love to you in your dreams. In terms of this deadly sexuality, they are also often compared to nymphs. In many other instances of Native American folklore, deer women are types of little people, which are essentially fairies for all intents and purposes. Little people are more often considered to be spirits which are present in Native American culture to maintain a balance between human and nature, specifically a balanced power dynamic. However, in the folklore of Cherokee's Choctaw and more, the magic that deer women possess are specifically in relation to marriage and courtship rituals. Similar tales also exist across other tribes in the United States, and the tale is as follows. In these instances of deer women's actions, a beautiful young woman will meet a young man and intend to enter into a sexual relationship with him. The woman is often so beautiful that the young man is so swayed by her beauty that they will leave their families, homes, and communities. These men will also be so enthralled by the women that they won't notice that their feet are clothed in hooves. They will become trapped by the deer lady's spells, forced to stay with them, wasting away into depression, despair, prostitution, and ultimately death. Basically, if you have a foot fetish, you are safe from the deer women. More interestingly, within Irish Catholicism there's a similar story. This story comes from Loftus Hall in County Wexford. It is one of the most haunted locations in Ireland after Kilmainham Jail, but the jail is a story for another day. I'm going to quickly draw some parallels between the deer women and the events which occurred at Loftus Hall. It is often said that the devil himself made a visitation to Loftus Hall, but it's completely possible that it was actually a deer man. Legend has it that during a storm at sea, a dark stranger approached the hall on horseback, after his ship was driven into the nearby Slade harbour with rough seas. He was invited in to seek shelter and spent some days with the Tottenham family who were living in the hall at the time. The young lady Anne Tottenham was especially taken with this dark stranger and fell head over heels for him. One night during a card game, she dropped a card, and upon bending down to retrieve it, she noticed that this dark stranger, had cloven hooves instead of feet, and as soon as she had realized what she'd seen, he shot through the roof in a ball of flames. There's a little more to the story after that. This is the most important part of Loftus Hall's history. A young woman fell madly in love with a man with cloven feet, and would have been trapped under his spell had she not spotted the cloven hooves the man sported. There are several cautionary tales of monsters and spirits with hooves, and dear women seem to serve as a protection of the sanctity of marriage. Seemingly, the tale tells us to be absolutely sure that the person around you, the people around you are true, and won't suck the life out of you. There are very few ways that you can prevent the dear women from manifesting and attempting to enthrall you. In fact, the only documented banishing techniques comes from the Ojibwe tribe. The Ojibwe advise that should you think the dear woman is attempting to imprison you, a special chant and the use of tobacco will hopefully remove you from the situation. However, other tribes warn that the dear woman is either a warning to people that she appears to, or a sign of personal transformation. Regardless, if you find yourself becoming enthralled by someone of ethereal beauty, never forget to look down. That's it for today's episode, guys. I know it's a really short one, but it's my first one after my hiatus, and I'm hoping it's okay. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I really am looking forward to bringing you fresh content. I've decided recently that I want my platform to be helpful to as many others as I can, no matter how small the platform is. So, since I covered Indigenous mythology today, I'm going to link a petition in the description and a donation link for the First Nations COVID-19 Emergency Response Fund, because genuinely they need the help. So it's just important to think back about others in times like this and to really think on our situations. So just remember, stay freaky, stay informed. It may save your life.